What has happened, Magnusites? I didn't even think about this until I saw the headline, and I was like, oh yeah. After somebody messes up, they start losing projects. Big companies distance themselves from them. They lose sponsors sometimes. And then a few months to years later, the star usually bounces back, depending on how big they are or likable they are, depending on what they did. So it says here, Netflix and Sony pause upcoming projects starring Will Smith after he slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. It says here, entertainment giants Netflix and Sony have put upcoming projects with Will Smith on hold after he slapped comedian Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars. The Hollywood Reporter first reported the news. At the highly anticipated award ceremony, comedian Chris Rock began joking, "We know what happened." According to the Hollywood Reporter, Smith was due to star in an upcoming Netflix movie, Fast and Loose, but sources told the outlet that the streaming giant set the project aside. Netflix was reportedly wary of progressing with the movie. Fast and Loose already lost its director, David Leitch, a week before the Oscars after he pivoted to Fall Guy starring Ryan Gosling. They're going to make a Fall Guy movie? Yeah, I remember that when I was a kid. Is it about that or is it just totally something else? The film is due to start production in August this year. Sources told the outlet that Leitch withdrawal prompted Netflix to put out an urgent call for another director to helm Fast and Loose. But soon after Will Smith's controversial actions at the ceremony, they quietly shifted it out of focus. Sony also halted work on Bad Boys 4. Wow. In which Smith had a role, sources told Hollywood Reporter. Oh, man. Damn, I know a lot of those actors, probably everybody like affiliated with it that was waiting for a payday is mad. Netflix and Sony did not immediately respond to insiders' request for a comment. After the Oscars incident, Smith issued a public apology to Rock and the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences. "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable," Smith said in an Instagram post. You know what? I'm still seeing arguments for both. Actually, no. I've been watching a lot of videos, and I still see arguments for all three of them being at fault in some form or fashion. Some are more for Will, some are more for Chris Rock, some are more for Jada. Here's the thing. Maybe I'm just a forgiving person. I just, I saw this two people that knew each other. It went out of hand. Like I said, it happens all the time. So I'm not even like, you know what I mean? You know what argument I saw in my comments? People were saying, so Jada has alopecia, plenty of guys suffer from it. And it's not like a life-threatening disease, so what's the big deal? Well, first of all, everyone has already talked about how it was the straw that broke the camel's back. Not that the joke was that bad. However, what if it wasn't think about this for a second. What if it wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back? What if, even though she made a video saying that she was okay with having the low hair, what if she really wasn't? Okay? A lot of people do that. In regular life, sometimes people are like, don't bother me no more. But when we know it really does, whatever it is that's bothering them, just because a lot of men go through it doesn't mean anything. Like, people throw that argument out there, like, so men go through, well, yeah. Just men and women go through alopecia. But don't pretend that just because something is not life-threatening, it does not have a heavy load on the person's mind and self-esteem. There are people out there, for example, that have vitiligo. With the whole body positive movement, you're starting to see models with vitiligo. But if you don't know what vitiligo is, Michael Jackson claimed to have it and said that's the reason why he either bleached his skin or whatever, because to just start to match what was happening to him all over his body. Okay, but vitiligo, is when you get these white patches on your skin, and it can take over your whole body. I've seen people with different levels of it, and that messes with people's minds. That messes with people's self-esteem, correct? That can be devastating to someone to know that they have to wear a bunch of makeup to even their skin tone. I've seen before and after people, doing their makeup with it. Even guys are wearing makeup when they have vitiligo for their face to make sure they're brown all over. I mainly see it with black people. I think white people get it too, though. So you're telling me that just because it wasn't life-threatening, something like that can be devastating to someone. And hair, for the most part, is usually more important to women. Yes, Jada has worn short hair all her life, but that doesn't mean nothing. Men wear short hair. Most men wear short hair all their lives, correct? And it's devastating to us when we start to lose it. Hell, I don't like the fact that I got a receding hairline. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But some dudes, it really hits them because their hair means a lot to them. Like, imagine somebody, and I don't know if it would bother him, but someone like Jason Momoa, where he's known for his hair. What if he starts to go bald? That could really bother him because it's part of his persona. Some men, it doesn't bother. I've talked to guys, it's like, yo, man, I can't lose my hair, man. I've talked to some guys, it's like, hey, when it go, I'm cutting it all off. They act like it doesn't bother them. But, going back to that, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know how many times she may have cried or whatever. It may be devastating to her. And there's all these ifs. But if Chris did know, or at least Will thought he knew, you could see him acting out because of that, especially if it's caused that much devastation. I'm not saying it's right. I'm explaining why it may have happened. I'm not justifying it. I'm saying this, and I've seen it all in the comments. Everything you can think of in the comments. You know what's interesting? There's a guy out there that has a channel where he reads body movements, body language, and he breaks down everything. It's kind of interesting listening to him talk about this. It's just kind of weird that there's people with arguments for why it may have happened, even though they're not saying it's correct, and then there's people saying why it should not have happened. We know it should not have happened. It's one of those things where I think even Chris Rock might have had this in one of his stand-up. I ain't saying you should have did it, but I understand. I could have swore I remember him saying that punchline about something. I don't know what it was, but that's what we're talking about. There's a lot of situations out there where you oh my God, they did that? Why? Oh. I understand, but they still shouldn't have did that shit. Oh my God, they're going to be paying for that for the rest of their life. Wait, we've all heard stories like that, or we've been part of a story like that. So, I try to see things from all angles. I wish them all the best, and I wish that they all get everything together so I can get back to getting good entertainment from all of them. I ain't buying no Chris Rock tickets, though, because they too expensive right now. I should have bought them. I should have bought them before the slap. Anyway, post comments down below. Let me know what you thought. And if you enjoyed my reaction and take on this news, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers.